Hello and welcome to Only Stupid Answers. My name is Sam Basher.
And I'm DJ Wooldridge.
And today we're talking about Harley Quinn from DC Universe, the series that keeps on giving. We're on Season 2, Episode 3, titled Trapped. Harley and Ivy team up with Catwoman to steal an artifact from a museum that's been booby-trapped by none other than Dr. Trap, everyone's favorite. Meanwhile, Dr. Psycho tries to prove himself as a leader, which Riddler exploits as an opportunity to escape.
Exciting. So exciting. So this was the first episode. Oh, by the way, Dr. Trap is a real comic book villain, and he looks basically the same. So I'm a big fan. I hope he shows up again.
He's such a twerp.
He's such a twerp. But I like that we're going for some of the deeper cut characters.
We killed all the big ones.
Yeah,
they're all dead.
We're whittling it down. But Sam, this was the first time I kind of felt what you've been talking about this season, where the show's still good, it's still entertaining, I'm still enjoying it, but it's not quite clicking like it was. Specifically, I enjoyed all the stuff with Catwoman, but the part that didn't quite work for me was whenever we cut back to the mall with Dr. Psycho. I just didn't really care about that. I liked the way it resolved with Riddler. Mm-hmm. By the way, spoilers for this episode. You should go watch it before you watch our reviews. I liked the way it resolved, but I just didn't care about it.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. I did like his realization at the end is that he's going to stay there because it's safer. If she's going to be going around murdering everybody, it's like, yeah, I'll stay right here. That's fine. Not a big deal. I can leave whenever I want to. It's okay. Also, I like that Dr. Psycho's telepathy doesn't do anything. He's like, no, I'm like a grade A supervillain.
Yeah.
Like we prep for this kind of stuff. You can't do that to me. Also, it's the Riddler. He's a smart villain.
Yeah.
All things considered, compared to other villains, and so I get that he wouldn't be susceptible to something like that. But yeah, I kind of was just zoning out a little bit with that storyline, which was a bummer. It just kind of felt the most like filler. But the Catwoman storyline, the whole fact that like Poison Ivy's unbelievably insecure around her.
Yes.
She's so cool. Yeah. She's a thief. Isn't that cool?
She's so cool. Did you really like my jacket, or are you just saying that?
It looks better on her.
Yeah.
And the whole having Poison Ivy question and reaffirm why she is doing what she's doing with Harley and her team and Kite-Man. Good to see Kite-Man back in a larger role. A big fan of this. Glad he's really not helpful at all in any of this.
But he is devoted to Poison Ivy. And can you blame him?
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. No, not at all. He's trying his best.
Yes, he's doing the best he can. It's weird. They're towing this weird line with that whole thing because obviously where the episode ends up, Kite-Man is proposing for a third time to Poison Ivy, and she says she's ready for it. And I don't know about you, Sam, but as an audience member, I'm like, well, this doesn't seem like I'm a big supporter of the relationship, but this seems like the wrong way to go for just them as people. On the other hand, in this episode, when Harley and Poison Ivy Poison Ivy is dumping acid on these Ace Chemicals execs, and Harley joins in for a minute. Their hands touch, and I know when they like hold hands, and I know when they put that in the trailer, like fans freaked out. But I don't feel like this show's doing any legwork to establish them as a romantic couple. I think they've done a really good job establishing them, the friendship between them. I feel like if they went a romantic angle, it would feel like a kind of a huge swerve with how this show in particular has been building these characters. What do you think about that?
I think you could start like dropping breadcrumbs, you could kind of like start seeding. They're like, oh, there's not more just kind of them reevaluating what they mean to each other. Mm-hmm. I think there's a pretty natural way to do it. It's just not doing it right now. So. Yeah. Like, I'm a fan of either way you want to go. Like, as them as a couple, I think that's great. I think that's really cool. But also, I like what they're doing with Kite-Man right now. I like that this is his, besides like Tom King's Batman run, this is like Kite-Man's time to shine. And I'm such a big fan of it. So when it comes to their wedding, I feel like we're going to either get like a cop out, like someone's going to like run away or fly away or use a giant plant to move away fast. Like what have you. There's going to be something that gets in the way.
We're going to have 100%. Now that you say, I didn't think about this just until you were saying it. We're 100% going to have like a Graduate situation where Harley comes and pulls Poison Ivy away from the altar like last minute.
That's pretty good. And then they get in the car and then they realize what they did.
Yeah. Also, I like Kite-Man's new catchphrase of like, turns out in the apocalypse, kites come in handy. You don't need to say that every time you drop us off.
But it's true. Let him have this win. He's thriving right now.
Yes.
He's doing fine. He's not thriving. He's surviving. He's okay.
He's doing the best he's ever been, other than the bee stings.
And the purpose of the heist, just getting back to that, is to get Firefly's like heat gun, flamethrower, plasma, whatever, doesn't matter, comic book garbage, to get into Mr. Freeze's town.
Yes.
Right? His section of Gotham.
Yes.
Which I'm like, okay, that's fine that we get to go on these like different trips to see how like I like the idea of Dr. Trap. I like the idea that like he just scooped up a bunch of the villains or heroes' memorabilia and he keeps them under lock and key in the most over the top ways, like the spikes that also shoot flames. It's great. Like I'm a big fan of that. It's so silly and it's so stupid, and I don't see him coming back ever again in this season. That's okay.
But
he got his
killed.
time in the sun. Not killed. His teeth messed up, real bad. I don't really know how he talks because he doesn't have lips. It's like if a bird were to talk. Doesn't quite make sense. But hey, I'm not gonna question it too much.
Zazu talked a bunch in that Lion King animated movie.
Both of them. No problem. And Catwoman betraying both of them. It's like, that's classic. Of course. You know what? Maybe with this show, they might kind of go down the rabbit hole or like the go down the road of her and Batman getting together, but that's definitely not the purpose of the show whatsoever. But if it was happening in the background, I think that'd be interesting. It's like, wait, what? It's whatever's convenient to Selena. She will do whatever she wants to get what she wants or live a more comfortable life. Maybe that's that avenue you can go down. I like that she's critical of like the girl power. She's like, doesn't matter because I'm going to take care of myself.
Exactly. By the way, Catwoman in the show is voiced by Sanaa Lathan. I believe is how you pronounce it. If I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, I do apologize, but I think she did a really good job as Catwoman on the show. Very sultry and very self-serving. This is definitely like, again, like you said, this has nothing to do with like Batman, really, this show. But I would, with this take on Catwoman, it's like, I wonder how their relationship does work.
She definitely probably takes advantage of it. Probably it benefits her more than it benefits him. Yeah. If I had to guess. And I wonder, because like I'm guessing that this season's going to be 13 episodes, so we still got 10 more to go after this. And that's plenty of runway to get through all of the rogues that are left. But we are going to have to get to Batman at some point.
Yeah.
Also, I thought because Alan Tudyk was doing the voice of Dr. Trap and you could just see his like white hands in the shadows, I thought it was going to be Joker that popped up for some reason. I'd be like, this would be super weird. I'm glad it wasn't. Yeah. But I feel like we're going to get to that at some point since his arm popped out of the rubble at the end of the finale. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to work exactly. He might swoop in and try to take over Gotham at the point where Harley's about to win, because classic. Manipulative boyfriend coming in, taking credit, that kind of stuff. That's a storyline we could do. And I feel like even if out of all possible storylines, we're probably going to see a wedding for Kite-Man and Poison Ivy. And I don't think it's going to go well. Like, Kite-Man notoriously dies all the time in comics, just all the time. And I'd be really bummed if he died. But this show does have moments where it can tell it has the room to tell a slightly sadder story and maybe send one of our characters down a more serious, more serious road. Then also lead to redemption arcs as well. You know, like there's like room for all of that, but I don't see a marriage or even a wedding ending successfully for anybody. Yes, agreed. Show. Like, look at Jim Gordon. He's the one who should be okay, but it's bad.
Yeah, he's probably the least okay out of anybody.
Yeah. It would be cool to see Renee Montoya on this show, by the way. Yes, I feel like there's, with the Gotham City Police, like, they're all gone, and they all join, like, Bane's crew or Two-Face's crew or, you know, whoever's crew they could get on to as quick as possible. But it would be cool to see her as maybe the Question or just as Renee Montoya popping up. I think that'd be pretty fun.
I agree. I think that would be really fun. And I'll be interested to see with, like, because you're right, you know, we haven't really set up a big bad this season, and it'd be interesting if it ended up being Joker again, which, it'll just be interesting to see where we go. There's so many possibilities. But Sam, what would you rate this episode of Harley Quinn?
I'd give it like a solid 8 out of 10. I feel like we kind of always hover in like 8.58 realm, but it feels like a solid. It's like a low B. It's like a B minus. Yeah, I give it a B minus because it's not bad. Because the Catwoman stuff really elevated the episode for me, and the whole idea of it being a heist and they're all working together. And Kite-Man, his third attempt at a proposal is It's very on brand for him. So there's a lot to like. And just the other stuff, like I like what they're doing with Riddler. I like that he's being used more. And I like that he's not dead because Jim Rash does a really good job with that character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am interested to see what happens in episode 4.
Yeah, same here. I would give it, like you said, I'd probably give it an 8 as well. I was gonna maybe a high 7, just because I just didn't care for the Dr. Psycho stuff. But again, I did like the way that ended. Like you said, he's still around. Although if I had a prisoner that was like, I can get out at any time, it's like, oh well, then no. we should resolve that. I should just leave that as a possibility. But yeah, I would give it an 8 as well.
Nice. Well, gang, let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Comment your thoughts and your reviews, and make sure you tune into all of our other reviews for Harley Quinn and other DC Universe content. There should be other content coming out on this channel right now. So if you need something to fill your time, give you a little breath of fresh air, come and subscribe, tell your friends about it, do all the good stuff. Listen to our podcast, because by the time this comes out, our 200th episode of the podcast will be up. So please go check that out. It was, if everything goes to plan, it's a fun episode, so go check it out. But until then, gang, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, and we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Bye-bye.